you said that you already did like step 1. So how did you label them? Or what was your givens and your unknowns?
I know 73 is how do you say it? The degree?
The theta.
And 74 is the hypotenuse.
This, you mean 75.4? This one
Yeah.
over here, right? Yeah. Is your hypotenuse. Okay.
And my x is the adjacent.
Yes, good job. X is the adjacent. I think sometimes the hardest one is the adjacent, right? Because this one is your opposite, and then that one over there would be your adjacent. Okay, cool. So then you found your givens and your unknowns. Did you decide if it was sine, cosine, or tangent?
I know that I forgot which one it is. The CAH one.
That would be cosine. Starts with a C. So cosine. So since it's like cosine, I'm gonna write cosine like that, COS. And then I always, after cosine, I always have my degrees, right? I always have my degrees. So how many degrees do I have?
Sorry, say that again, Miss.
Yeah, after cosine, I always have my degrees. So how many degrees do I have?
73.
73. For sure. And then it's always like something over something, right? So in this case, since it's cosine, we'd have A over H. So we want to put our A right here on top. What is our A?
X.
And what is our H?
75.4.
Good job. 75.4. Just like that. So now that I have my equation, does this match the equation that you wrote, or you got stuck on this step?
No, yeah, I did that part right.
Amazing. Good job. Okay, so you got step 3. So then step 4 is the solving part, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so step 4 is solving. So I have to get X by itself. And right now I see dividing by 75.4. What's the opposite of dividing?
Multiplying.
So I'm going to multiply by 75.4. And what I do on one side, I got to do on the other side, 75.4. So 75.4 divided by 75.4 is 1, so it can cancel. It's going to leave me with X equals 75.4 times, or we can just put like the little bubble time, cosine 73. So once I have my X by itself, that's when I go to my calculator. Because on the other side, I just have numbers and I can type those numbers into decimal. So 75.4 times cosine 73. So I'd have, I go here, 75.4 times cosine 73, like that. And I get 22.04. The 4 isn't going to round up, so it'd be just 22.0. That's my answer.
Okay, I got it, Miss. Thank you.
You're welcome. And notice that the X, right? The X is right here. It's this short side, right? So it makes sense because the long side was 75. then this should be shorter, right? It should be a lot shorter. It should be like ish 22, right? And then you can also check your answers down here, and they're in order. So they go from smallest to biggest. So here's 22 right here, and then you can cross out 22 like that. Dun, dun, dun. Good job. Okay, go for it. Number 4.
Just tell you the equation, right?
Yes. Tell me how should I label my triangle first? Tell me how to label it.
So 20.2 is the hypotenuse.
Okay.
And then my x is my adjacent.
Okay.
And then 29 is my theta.
All right. Awesome. All right. So what equation did you write?
I put cosine 29
Mm-hmm.
equals x over 20.2.
Perfect. All right. And then what?
And so I cross it out. Well, I have to multiply it. So I put it in parentheses, and then I put 20.2 on both sides.
Mm-hmm. Multiply by 20.2 on both sides.
And that's when I cross out 20.2 and 20.2 on the
Okay.
right.
Good.
And then from there, I like put it all together. So it's 20.2 times cosine 29 equals x.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I put it in decimals, I got 17.7.
17.7. Amazing. Equals X. I love it. Great job. 17.7. Nice. Amazing. Good job, Noemi.
Do I tell you the equation or how I labeled it too?
Label it first.
Okay. X will be my hypotenuse.
Mm-hmm.
39 will be my theta.
Mm-hmm.
And 94 would be my opposite.
Your opposite. Yeah. 9.4 though, right? Not 94.
Yeah, 9.4.
Okay. I was like, that's a big number. Okay. Sounds good. All right.
And then for my equation, I put sin
Sine. Uh-huh.
39.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put 9.4 over x.
9.4 over X. And it equals that, right? Your
Yeah.
sine of 39 equals 9.4 over X. For sure. Okay. How did you choose sine?
Well, because the first time I put cosine, but then it didn't work. So I said, okay, let me try the other way, and then it worked.
Okay. So I like your guess and check, but an easier way is to say, okay, if if O is 9.4 and H is X, then I want the one that has O and H in it, right? TOA has O and A, it doesn't have the H. Cosine has A and H, it doesn't have the O. Sine with the S has O and H. So that tells me, oh, I have to use sine. So if I'm looking at like sine, whoops. So why is it doing that? Come back here. Okay. Sine. Okay, do you see this? My thing's like tripping out. All right, here we go. Sine. Nope. I don't know what is happening here. Let's see. We'll just copy it. Okay, well, if I have over here sine, cosine, and tangent, right? Like SOHCAHTOA, TOA. This one doesn't have the H, so it's gone. This one, cosine, doesn't have the O, so it's gone. So I have to use sine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just like that. I got confused on the other side that didn't have a number.
On the other, oh, on this side over here.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, this side doesn't matter, actually. It's just like chilling. Because it's not a part of our problem. It's not one of the givens, like 9.4, and it's not the unknown. It's not the thing we're looking for. So we don't have to care about the adjacent. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It is technically unknown, right? Like we actually don't know it, right? But we also don't care about it. It's not the thing we care about finding. We care about finding the hypotenuse. All right. So you set up the equation like this, and then how did you solve it?
Okay, so then I put I had to cancel it out. So I put x on both sides.
Multiply by x on both sides, all right? So you have x times sine 39, these cancel, equals 9.4. And then what?
And so I divided it. So I put sine sine sorry miss. I put sine 39 and then below 94 9.4 I put sin not 39.
Yeah.
Sine.
Perfect.
Sorry miss.
No, you don't have anything to apologize for. You're doing great. So then that leaves me with x equals
14.9.
14.9. So I do this in my calculator and I get 14.9. Right, so that would be 14.9. Great job. So it sounds like, Noemi, the problem is just like choosing which one to use. And that's why we have this like handy SOHCAHTOA, right? So like depending on whatever number they give you and whatever number you want, right? That is those are the two letters that you're going to use. Like even if we know that this is A over here, we don't actually care about A because we don't want it and we don't have it. So it's just like this other thing.